this lesson I'm going to show you how to play the solo to the song Love Like Fire by Hillsong United. This is based off of a simple concept of octaves, which I'm going to show you how to do. And then once you understand that, it's just a matter of knowing which fret to go to complete the solo. So let's start on the 7th fret, and you're going to take your pointer and put it on the 7th fret of the 5th string. And then your ring finger is going to go on the 9th fret, so that next dot on the 3rd string from the bottom. And what's happening here is you have a note, in this case an E, and then that next note that your ring finger is getting is an octave of E. So it's still an E note, it's just higher. Now what's cool about this is whether you find your original note on the 5th string or on the string above on the 6th, every single time your ring finger relative to that 2 frets up, 2 strings down, no matter where you put it, you're going to get an octave sound. It works anywhere on the 5th string and the 6th. There's one more thing you need to know. So you know where your 2 notes are for your octave. Your pointer finger should come down on the strings and just touch them to mute out all the strings below it. Now what this does is a real cool effect where you can play all the strings, but the only notes that you're hearing are the notes that you're holding down. So these bottom 2, for instance, are muted out, so you can't hear them. And that allows you, instead of just having to pluck the 2 strings you want to hear, you can actually strum down real hard. And what's popping out is just those 2 notes. In order to get that top string, if you want to get your middle finger to mute it out, you could use your pointer finger to mute it. It's probably a little easier with your middle. So you can hear it has a real heavy attack, and that's all you're doing for the whole solo, is just taking this position and moving it to different spots. Now I'm going to talk about the high octave after I show you where to move everything. For now, let's just try this octave, and then later I'll show you how to do the high octave if you want that sound. So for the first part of the solo, you're starting, all the frets are just going to be your pointer finger, your original note. Your ring finger is going to follow relative to it. So if it's the 7th, your ring finger is going to be on the 9th. It's always 2 frets up, 2 strings down. So the solo starts with 7. You're just playing 8th note, 7, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to the 2nd fret. Now from the 2nd fret, you're coming all the way up to the 9th fret. To the 11th fret, so on either side of the 12th, the double dots. And then you do the whole thing again. 7, 6, 2, 9, 11. So that's the first part of the solo. Now the second part of the solo is you take these 2 fingers and jump them up to the top. So now you're on the 6th string. Your ring finger follows 2 frets up, which will be the 13. And you'll be on the 4th string. So same idea, everything's the same idea. You're just up on the 6th string. So now you're going from 11 to 9. From here you're going all the way down to 4. And then coming back to the 11. And then you're going up to 12. So let's try that again. 11, 9, 4, 11, 12. And then here's the very last part of the solo. Starting on the 9, going down to the 7. Now you're going to work your way back up. 9 to 11. Last hit, this brings you back to an E, is your 12. That's the whole solo. So I'm going to play the whole thing for you, what we just walked through. Solo is just octaves all over the neck. Now let me show you one more thing, and this is the high octave. Let's start back to the 7. The very first position we played, the 7 and the 9. Well, if you look at this ring finger, what you can do is there's another octave hiding. You're going to actually go up 3 frets and down 2 strings. So the octave for this note, 3rd string on the 9th fret, would actually be your 12. And you have to get it with your pinky. This is actually a technique used a lot in jazz music, actually, in jazz solos. It's the same concept, same idea, it's just an octave. So anytime you want the 3rd string or the 4th string octave, you want to use your pinky and not your ring finger. And that'll give you your high octave if you want the real high string in that sound. That's all there is to it. The main thing is getting your position locked in, getting comfortable with that, having your pointer finger mute out the strings you don't want to hear, and then from there it's just a matter of sliding to the right fret.